Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here. Sorry about my voice, as I got a little strep throat going. But I wanted to get a video out, and before we get started, hit that subscribe button and that like button, as today we are talking about these two teams on your screen, the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Edmonton Oilers. And if you're a Maple Leafs fan, you're probably rolling your eyes right now. Oh God, here's the Oilers looking at another Toronto Maple Leaf player to keep Connor McDavid. Yeah, joke around all that. But this trade scenario actually kind of works for both sides, as there's been a lot of trade speculation in the last few days that could the Oilers potentially trade Jesse Puljujarvi to the Toronto Maple Leafs for Justin Holl. You could do that, but the money don't work like that, and all of a sudden you're going to have to play, if you're Toronto, play around with lines and stuff, where, that trade would be good for both teams, as you look at Toronto's defense. They need to make room to sign Rasmus Sandin. Yes, bearing Justin Holl only has a $2 million contract, and Puljujarvi has a $3 million. That's where a third team would come into play, say the Arizona Coyotes or the San Jose Sharks or, Buffalo. Somewhere in there, you throw a draft pick, they take some of the contract, you actually make some cap room off this. Then another reason why Justin Holl's name's coming off is he's a solid third-line defensive pairing that is a shutdown defenseman. He is a bit older, but you look at the rest of the Toronto defense. You got Morgan Riley, who has a modified no trade clause. You got Jake Muzzin, no trade clause. You got TJ Brody, no trade clause. Okay, all of a sudden, within those three players, that's equivalent to roughly $18 million already. Well, you're not going to get rid of Timothy Liljegren. If I mess that up, I'm sorry. Because he's only 23 and he's a stud defenseman. Mark Giordano, probably not going to get rid of, since he just signed a 2-year team-friendly deal with you guys to stay there. And of course, you're not, unless Toronto has a huge trade coming up, you're not getting rid of Rasmus Sandin. It's just not going to work that way. So the odd man out on this list, if you're trying to make cap room from the defensive side, is Justin Holl. Which, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, you've already told teams that yes, Puljujarvi is available. Justin Holl would come in, fit perfectly on your third line with Tyson Barrie, play that 6th, 7th defenseman, 5th, 6th, 7th defenseman pairing between him, Barrie, and Proberg. And all of a sudden, Edmonton's defense gets better. On the Toronto side of things, you get a guy that's still trying to prove himself, who ultimately put up, I believe it was 40 points last year. Let's go quickly look at this. 36 points in 65 games, so a half a point per game player. 14 goals, 22 assists. He was a plus 22. You look farther into those numbers in Puljujarvi, his 5-on-5 stats are atrocious. Like, they're really good. Like, he was top in the NHL for a lot of those 5-on-5 categories. So you're getting a guy that's physical on the puck. Yes, he's trying to find his offensive touch, but he brings the physical game, perfect for your third line, or second if you wanted, and brings playoff experience in 20 games, which is pretty good. And the guy has 98 career points in 259 games, so I'm not saying he's the best of the best, but he has taken a step forward over the last year, and he could potentially fit into Toronto's top 3. Now, like I said, you're trying to make room if you're both teams, because both teams have RFAs available. For the Edmonton Oilers, it's Ryan McLeod. For Toronto, it's your top priority, Sandin. So in order to make some cap room to sign Sandin, you're going to have to try and get Edmonton to eat maybe $250,000. You bring a third team in, like I said, Arizona, Buffalo, San Jose. Try and eat some of that salary, where it might only cost you a third-round pick if you're Toronto. You're getting some more room to sign Sandin. Yes, there is other players that you could try to trade, but the likelihood of you trading Muzzin right now, no team's going to try and take that contract on. So Justin Holl for Puljujarvi with the third team in the mix isn't a bad idea to help out. It's a win for the Edmonton Oilers because if they take no money back from Puljujarvi, then you got $1 million to sign Ryan McLeod for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You're getting a third-line player, second line, who can play on your first-line power play, second-line power play, can play on a first or second forward line. We see it in Edmonton all the time, where he's physical, his 5-on-5 numbers are really good, and so on and so forth. So you got that for you, and it means you don't have to give up someone really good just to sign Sandin. You just get that third team in there that, unless I'm missing something about the injury LTIR that Toronto has, then you get a third team, like I said, to take on half of it. You free up $1.5 million in cap space, or $500,000 cap space after Justin Holl leaves. Then you're good. You literally can sign Sandin as a prove me contract, 1 year, until you get a year to develop him some more, and so on and so forth. So this trade for the Edmonton Oilers would benefit them more than Toronto, but if Toronto can kind of tell Edmonton, hey, we'll do this trade with, say, Arizona, but you got to supply them the third pick for taking half of the salary, all of a sudden you're laughing because Edmonton gives up a draft pick, you don't, you get more cap space, and so on and so forth. It's a win-win for both teams, whichever way you do it. Like I said, I don't know about the whole LTIR for Toronto, if there is a player that I haven't heard of that's going to go on there. But that's been the rumor going around, is Justin Holl for Jesse Puljujarvi. So if you're an Oilers fan, would you like the idea of Justin Holl coming to Edmonton to solidify the bottom six pairing, or the bottom third line pairing, with being the 6th, 5th, 7th defenseman, and being able to sign Ryan McLeod? And Toronto, would you like a guy that puts up those type of numbers 5-on-5, where it's not all power play, it's 5-on-5, and it's all about the little things that he can bring to the game? You put him on a line, say, with Tavares and Nylander, and this guy's putting those numbers up 5-on-5, doing the little things. All of a sudden, you got Tavares and Nylander just standing around, waiting for the puck to pop out, pass it across, scores. Puljujarvi's 5-on-5 numbers are really good when it comes to the little things. Yes, the scoring might not be there yet, but it's the little things that matter, coming from either a hit or a poke check or possession time, all that. So like I said, let me know in the comments what you think about this trade. And sorry about my voice. I'm trying not to cough in the mic right now. But you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.